All right, hello traders. It is Friday, last day of the month, May 31, 2024, end of the week, end of the month, and a fantastic month it was. So most of our members all hitting all-time highs or having their best months ever. I missed it by that much. I had it in the bag until today, and I ended up the month missing the greatest month of all trading for me, and I missed it by $500. Mainly because I closed my hedges today and a couple put debit spreads expired. So those ended up being negative P&Ls because hedges cost you money and they expire and you lose money on your hedges. So but I think the goal is you want to lose money on your hedges, right? Does anyone really want their hedges to pay off? If you're begging for your hedges to pay off, you're in the wrong game. You should not be trading. Okay, your goal is to make money, okay, preserve it, but you really don't want your hedges to ever pay off. They should be just a business expense for you, and it's what they are for me. So hedges, business expense. Unfortunately, came off today, kept me $500 short from the best trading month that I've ever had, going back 35 years. And I've had some pretty good months out there, but overall, looking at all my accounts and in the Income Navigator service, it's the best month trading we had. But other than that, it was great stuff and really great to see a lot of our members doing really, really well. Just going through this today, closing the week, all-time highs, best month ever, first month in the service, best month of trading, boring profits, make tons of money, can't get bored of getting rich. Yeah, because that's our trading methodology. And looking at this, glad to be part of this great group. And new all-time highs, 5.63 in realized gains this month by another member here. So really good stuff. You guys don't need to hear all of that, but really great stuff. Congratulations to everybody for putting in a great month. We almost had our best month ever, but it really was a great month overall. So hopefully everybody out there, if you're following along, this is your best trading month or one of your best trading months ever. Really worked out perfectly. A lot of things went right. We had the strangle come off today, which really helped us a bit offset some of those expiring put debit spreads. And I booked those the put debit spreads. We booked those as P&L losses on the day that they expire unless we close them out earlier. So really was a great month. We'll take some time next week to go through it, but I'll spend we can spend some time today doing it. So let's jump in and see what happened today. And the last hour of the day, absolutely bananas. So the markets looked pretty ugly early on. They looked like the third day in a row heading lower. Let's just jump into the charts and take a quick look. No sense me talking about it. Let's look at what the charts indicated, and let me get my face off here. All right, so here we go on the day. You can see on the session we opened, pretty much flat, fell all the way down to the 50 EMA before bouncing and finishing off almost to the highs of the session. Take a quick look at the intraday charts and just look at the S&P. This was our day, okay? Just drifting lower, lower, lower. We broke the 21. We hit the 50 moving average down here, and then boom. We started to make a little bit of progress around noontime and then kind of flattened out. And then all of a sudden, back in here around 3 o'clock, 3:30, I mean, we just took off and ran and then, cranked it way, 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 way up. So good stuff all together on the markets. Ending the day when things looked pretty bleak, I'll be honest with you. I was putting a bearish hat on a little here, and even though on the weekly chart, we had a great session with members today, where we went through every single futures trade we could come up with, and all of the charts. I mean, Is this a double top on ES, or is this just a pullback to the 21 and a bounce? I don't know. Hard to say. The weekly still looks in good shape, but the daily was not looking good earlier. We had broken the 21 yesterday. We're breaking it again today and heading towards the 50 as the next stop, with MACD, RSI, squeeze all heading lower. Things didn't look so rosy. And really, I just wanted to wait till next week just to see where things would end up on the session. But overall, not too shabby. We ended up today decently. Didn't have a gigantic effect on our P&L, but it's certainly, looking at this underlying, getting back above the 21, bouncing off the 50. That's pretty nice. And this morning, the reason that I thought we would have a decent day was that PCE came in pretty much in line with expected, or slightly light there, which means inflation is a bit in check here. Didn't see any worsening inflation. Yesterday, we saw unemployment claims creep up a bit, which is actually a good thing for the Fed, if you're expecting the Fed to cut rates at some point this year. Both of those things are good, and then the markets just sold off. And the reason they sold off was that all of your major stocks in the Magnificent Seven were all just taking a beating today. Really, it's Apple looks good. Okay, so here's where Apple is looking. This chart on daily chart on Apple looks pretty solid. Okay, and even this weekly chart here doesn't look too bad. Apple looks overall pretty decent here. Microsoft looked pretty doggone ugly most of the day, and then huge reversal off its low. This candle is a huge opportunity to potentially get long some of these names. If Monday we get follow through to the upside, this could be the next leg up that's starting, even while I thought that this was the first big leg down, potentially with some double tops heading lower. Now, Monday could be a lower day. Things fall. Amazon took it on the chin today. Amazon looking bad. It's already broken the 21. It broke the 50 yesterday. It fell even lower today, hitting the 3 ATR band and bouncing directly off of that. So Amazon not looking too great here. We actually had to close a trade in the active trader service on Amazon because of that. Now, Meta, big important day today, because this volatility box, you could have broken down, and that might, maybe we're heading to fill this gap that we never completely filled before, even on that move. So we have filled the gap of the gap of the creation, but you finished back in this little volatility box here. Overall, not bad. Meta's hanging in there. Google, down day today, finished off its lows back above the 21, doesn't look bad. Nvidia still looks overbought, still looks like it could be rolling over, finished off of its lows on the day. Tesla, another one here, finished well off its lows. We actually, in the active trader service, I put a trade on in Tesla today. So we actually entered several trades today in the active trader service. I will do a separate video on those, but you want to stay tuned for that, because one of those trades is kind of against my trading principles a bit, and I ended up putting that on in the active trader service. So don't want to discuss that in this video, but you can check out the active trader video. Probably put that out over the weekend. So I don't want to get into these stocks too much. Oil on the session, weaker on the day, not the worst thing. Still inside the volatility box here, that we've stayed in. I don't know that, you're in a squeeze. Momentum is pretty much flat to sideways, even though it's a bit of a bearish trend. Overall, right now, you're in this triangle. Could break to the downside, could break back up to the upside. We'll see how oil looks, but right now, oil's a bit weak. Nothing wrong with that. Bonds, second nice recovery day, back to the 21, and we stopped there. Like what we're seeing in bonds. here, but frankly, I don't care if we move sideways or up or down in bonds. Bonds is one of our larger holdings. When we look at our overall allocations and holdings, oil is my #1 holding by a fraction. S&P, my second largest by a fraction. Gold is the third largest, and then bonds, the fourth largest holding. And I'd like to get some more bond trades on. They just don't have enough expirations to let me get on some of the trades I want. But I do like bonds. We'll continue to trade bonds. But I like what they're doing here. All right, gold. Gold today, we booked some profits in one of our gold trades, setting up pretty nicely on this, just sideways motion here. Nothing wrong on gold. The Aussie dollar looks pretty good. We've got strangle trades going on in there, and one came off today, or not one today. And the euro, looking nice. This is great. We had a strangle trade on in here that actually closed today, which was unusual because I didn't think it would happen, but somebody sold something, bought something somewhere, and they bought my sold puts. It was all good with me. All right, the NASDAQ, huge reversal off the 50 and back above the 21 today. The Russell, it didn't need a reversal today. It was already bullish. And I think any weakness in NASDAQ is pushing the Russell higher. Let's just skip on down here to live cattle because we do have a trade in this. This is looking really, really good for our trade. So we've got a 112 trade in here, but I think we're setting up for a nice strangle opportunity. There are so many strangle trades right now to be found. Some of you like them, some of you don't, but I will tell you that that is one of the most profitable trading scenarios for us for the entire year. All right, let's take a quick look now at the accounts, and let's go through what happened on the session today. So overall, Delta fell a bit. It was actually not doing too well until the end of the day reversal. And then Delta managed to increase, or I'm sorry, fall a bit to 558. So 0.11, very Delta neutral, like where we are on that, perfect for our style of trading. 1650 in theta, so $1,650 in theta per day coming off, 0.33%. I think that's fantastic. So I love where we are on theta there on the net lick. Here we bumped up to 500,880. We are just $500 away from a new all-time high. So 0.1% away from a new all-time high. Maybe we'll tag that on Monday. That's our net lick. So perfect. Love where we are. BP unchanged on the session, 50,418 on our bill, which puts us at 62%. Totally fine. I'm fine with that. 50 is our goal. So all this means is that we don't put any trades on. Okay, we don't have to get it back to 50. We'll let it get there automatically with some trades coming off. And we got a lot of winners that are sitting there ready to come off any day. I would say next week we should have several strangle winners and maybe some 112 trades as well. And then we lost $2,299 today, put us a little bit in the red for the week. Most of this was end of the month hedging and put debit spreads coming off. Let's take a look at that and go through it with you guys here briefly. All right, so here's a couple of trades. So we had a put debit spread on a long-term 112 that expired. We'd already closed the naked puts. On NASDAQ, we also had a put debit spread expire. So we'd already booked the profits on the naked puts, or we'd already closed the naked puts. I believe those are actually a loss way back in here somewhere. So I think those were a loss last month. Anyway, in a BA 112, we closed the naked puts at 95% on those today. We had a hedge expire on the session today. We also had a strangle close for a winner today at 52%. And then we made $40 on a put debit spread. So the great thing about that is not only did we make money, so that's money above and beyond the debit. So we actually got paid now for the put debit spread on gold. So our naked put is 100% potential profit there, and you add a little bit extra to it. So most of the time, like these, your put debit spreads are just expiring for losses. Okay, but in gold, we took away a winner on our put debit spread. So pretty happy about that, giving us some additional profit. So when we look at the overall board here, we are up 19% for the year, a little over 19% on the year, which is averaging about 3.86%. Love where we are. I mean, when you're sitting at delta neutral, okay, your buying power is pretty much within your reasonable bounds, and you're outperforming even your own goals by quite a bit, by almost 25% ahead of plan so far. We're averaging on our net lick about 18% for the year. So we're up 18% in 5 months, okay, which is an average of 3.54% a month. If that continues, we're looking at over a 40% year. That's not our goal. That's way ahead of goal. We'll be smart about it. We're not going to do anything crazy, but overall so good. And that's really outpacing the S&P 500, which has had a pretty good year. I mean, you're up 11, 12% in the S&P for the year. That's and then in 5 months, that's normally a whole year. So what do we got to look forward for the rest of the year when it averages 10% a month? Anyway, let's take a quick look at how the month ended. All right, we booked $4,300 in long-term 112 trades. Okay. We booked $9,000 worth of strangles. So the second best strangle month ever for us. So we booked $9,000 in strangles. For everybody that says, oh, they're too risky and I lose one and it wipes out a bunch of winners. Yeah, it does. That's awesome because I'm sticking to it. And now it is almost my #1 trading strategy on the entire year. It is $200 behind long-term 112s. So you can say what you want, but again, the 112 and the strangle are the dynamic duo of my trading. I love it. That's I think we've got it honed in. Yeah, we got to take some losses like we did in March. Absolutely. But then we're going to keep booking winners. But had you given up back here when you took a few losers, like some people did, you missed out on another $13,000 in trades over the next 2 months after that. And had you given up and not even done them this year, you're missing out on $23,000 from my account. Okay? We have booked this year $82,000 in profits. Okay, so we're up $82,000 in profits this year. Okay? But almost 25% of that is in strangles. Okay, and then a lot of it, the long-term 112s are 23, and then our standard 112s are at 21,000. We had a decent month, booking 1,700. I think this was mostly put debit spreads coming off where we had booked the profit, but I could have had one go wrong. I don't know. I'd have to dig into that. We did have a BA 112 expire. We are profitable on that. We made $2,000 on our 0 DTE trades, and we really didn't put very many on this month. We made $5,000 on our 120-day naked put strategy. Of course, our hedges always cost us money. We took in $814 in bill and a little bit in spec trades out there. So again, $22,152, $500 light of setting a new record. We'll be looking at that in June. Can we set the record in June? We'll see. Our goal was 14,000, so we smoked our goal by over $7,700. Really, if we take these away, I don't want to go too crazy. We are now, our goal for the year so far for 5 months, the goal was to hit 66,000. We're at 82. We're almost $16,000 ahead of goal for the year. All right, so new goals are in for next month. 15,000, it's a new increased larger goal. So we got some work to do to hit 15,000. we booked 26 trades closed this month. Of the 26 trades, we lost one, which is a hedge. Okay, so the only loser here for the entire month was this one right here today. It was a hedge. Technically, I don't even know that it's a loss, but you got to book it as something. So one loss as hedges. Okay? Our hedges have been half of our losses for the year. Okay? Why even hedge? Okay, because if I don't, I'll be irresponsible. So we lost one, but we had 27 total trades, I'm sorry, and 26 of those were winners. So 27 trades, 26 winners. We ended the month with a 96.3% win rate. Unbelievable. One loss, and the only loss was a hedge. Technically, on all of our trades, we didn't lose a single trade, undefeated for the month. So that's fantastic. That takes our overall wins for the year at 90.4%, including hedges. Okay? Including hedges, which are losers every single month out there. So you can see we've put $10,000 into our hedges for the year, and we've lost all of those, which is okay. Don't mind that at all. So a nice 4% month, we'll take it. Especially after the last 2 months of kind of mediocre performance. Still positive, good performance, but not to our standards, not where we wanted to be overall for the last 2 months. So overall, not too shabby. I'm not even sure that these are 100% correct numbers, but we'll take a look at that as we go. It looks right to me. That's all basically. This is net lick, not P&L. So yeah, it is correct. All right, so there's where we are. Nearly a record-setting month, phenomenal year. So one of the best months ever, one of the best years ever. So far, we're heading down a path to some good stuff. It's early. Things can go sour. Okay, make sure you're prepared both ways. Don't get cocky. Don't start spending money that you don't have. Make sure that you put these trades on the correct way. All right, I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I know it's the weekend. That's probably the last thing you guys want. Spend your Friday night listening to me. But overall, fantastic month. Great job to all of our members in the Discord. A lot of new all-time highs today. A lot of record-setting months for members. Almost a record-setting month for me as well. If you're not member, what are you doing? Okay, get in, get organized, get your trade plan built, okay, and become successful trading. Okay, you don't have to sit at the screen. Yeah, boring can be beautiful. We trade methodically according to a plan. It's not all this shucking and jiving and booyah and bam and all that. No, okay, just make your trades, make money, stay consistent. And as the consistency happens, the power of compounding is going to make you wealthy. Okay? 2% a month, we double every 3 years. 3% a month, we double every 2 years. Okay? Are you doubling your money? Okay? Every couple years or so. Okay? Depending on how old you are, that's really going to start to pay off. I was talking about that with my daughter and her boyfriend today. They're just about to graduate. He just graduated college. She's got one more semester to go. And talking about the power of compounding, that if they would put $250 into a trading account that only earned 2% a month, okay, they would be worth tens of millions by the time they're in their 60s. Okay, it's the power of compounding. But the way that works is that you have to keep it level and grinding. You can't have a big month, a small month, a big month, a bad month, a medium month. Okay? You've got to be consistent. And in order to be great at trading and build your wealth, consistency is got to be one of your key factors. Are you trading consistently? Are you seeing the same thing month after month? Are you booking profits month after month after month? Okay? We've been booking positive profits or booking the same returns for years and decades. Okay, that's going to pay off. It's going to make you wealthy. That wealth is going to help you buy yourself a little freedom and some time to spend with your family, enjoy life before you're too old to not be able to do that. Get on the path to compounding and letting that money go. I'm going to have a great video out this weekend on compounding, some great stories, some great pieces of that. So if you want to check that out, stay tuned. We'll do some of the stock trades from Active Trader that we looked at as well. We'll do that in a separate video. So hopefully some great things coming this weekend. You guys have a great and safe weekend, everybody. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you on Monday. Stay safe. Bye-bye.